What's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here, and today we finally have a little bit of tease regarding the future of Anthem. Christian Dailey has come out of hiding and is starting to respond to Twitter questions and comments. I've been tweeting at him, and I'm sure annoying him daily when it comes down to, will our cosmetics carry forward? I think that's the most important question in my personal perspective, namely because why should you play Anthem today? Outside of whether you're having fun or you got it for free, that really doesn't matter, because if they're going to honor current players or previous players, they have to come up with some kind of plan, and I would hope that they'd have an answer, at least regarding cosmetics going forward. But I'm not going to bemoan that fact right now. What I want to dive into is this thread, the questions that are being asked, the questions that he has answered, and it all begins with Pirates of Blood Wind. If we can kind of take a look here at the image that you can see on screen, he's tweeting this out. Grenadier, it looks like they're bringing in a new faction for enemies within Anthem, which, depending on where you stand at the end of the day, that might not mean like a whole heck of a lot. But let's go ahead and dive into the tweet. Let's look at pretty much the comments and the answers that he is dropping for us today. Let's discuss, obviously, in the comments below. As always, want to know your thoughts. Positive, negative, pro Anthem, just let Anthem die. All are welcome here. Anyway, so it starts with, it's going well. Hopefully we can spotlight some of the focus areas soon. Player autonomy, proper progression, loot javelin, endgame, and pirates. What topics do you want to see? Chaos, if you guys haven't been following Chaos, we've been doing the podcast Epic Loot Radio. Go check him out. He says, this is looking good. Love the design. I would love to see progression. Endgame. More on the pirates. Who wouldn't want more pirates? And then you have any info on crossplay, cosmetics, anything transfer from A1? Yes, please. Could we get a stream to showcase all of this? Thank you. In my case, my priorities right now would be crossplay. Does our cosmetics carry forward? And will there be more RPG elements and character choice in the game itself? Let's see here. He's actually responded and answered a couple of things here. Michael says, all the information is greatly welcomed, but for me, I'd like more info on expanding the lore in the campaign, new factions and enemies, non-humans and NPC allies, new javelins, regions, endgame, question raids. Any info on these would be very well appreciated. And so this is kind of a nice little thread. Christian responds, non-human NPC allies, prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands. You're onto something. And then Ruby Rose says, I heard pet summons. Anyone else hear it? I think that'd be really cool. Nelly Och writes, and I'm probably butchering the name, honestly, more than anything, I want assurances combat pace won't be slowed down at all for the additional features. Christian replies, we know that combat was a highlight of Anthem, and we want to build on it and not start over. I think that's really critical and important. I'm Mr. Sprinkles writes, really just want to hear about how the story experience is going to be improved. Should I expect it to take a backseat to gameplay? Will there be more passively told, or would there be more cutscenes and conversations? All choices are going to be involved, ? Stuff like that. Christian says, not ditching the story, but we won't be able to sustain the content furnace that Cine, C-I-N-E, heavy storytelling brings. I think the approach that we're taking is going to be a really good alternative, and we'll share more about that in the future. This is something that it's almost a conversation in and of itself, the role of story in video games, the role that it plays as a part of it. Does it hold back the gameplay and the updates, or does it elevate it to a certain degree? And then how do you go about presenting that? Personally, I like characters and exposition as I'm doing content, rather than necessarily sitting and watching cutscenes in terms of a multiplayer game, but that's completely different when it comes down to a single player game. So if Anthem is going to remain a multiplayer game, they need to think, in my opinion, multiplayer and gameplay first. Otherwise, why not just make it a single player game with that really kick-ass narrative with a really awesome story? That's pick or choose, pick a lane, and then build from there. It's not like you can't have an awesome story in a multiplayer game, but you kind of, here's the real tip here. This is what my dad told my sister when getting married. Pick your priority. If it's the date, build everything off of that. If it's the venue, build everything off of that. If it's the church, build everything off of that. Pick your first priority and then structure things around that, as opposed to trying to do everything all at once and then eventually kind of getting frustrated. Anyway, that's a long, I guess, distraction or kind of, divergence there. All right, I'll just say Ben. Christian, one of the more frustrating things was hearing before the game was launched that there were numbers on gear. They actually meant something. Will they mean something again? Do you see a character stat sheet being feasible? Christian says, they will, and yes, we are working on 2 versions of an inventory stat screen, and we're going to have more streamlined versions stood up in the game and aligning on what the more detailed stat sheet will contain. That's fantastic. I like this because we were kind of quoting this earlier. Your Anthem says, Pirates, okay, color me surprised and impressed, similar to the Outlaws or a new faction entirely. You can never fail to peek on Javelin and loot, but I am so ho down for a lore injection at any time. And the meme, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. All right, so Christian says, new faction, Wyvern taming, drunk Ursix, wrangling, good times. Let's see here if we got any more Christian Daily. Oh, yep, right there. New factions. How about regions we'll explore? More on regions soon. Thank you very much. And yeah, I think that's essentially where we can kind of stop and summarize that. I think a lot of people are excited about Pirates. Personally, I think, again, it comes down to these 3 kind of key things for me, and then building on it from there. So we're just going to leave it at that. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, interested in your thoughts on Anthem, anything action RPGs here at Ginger Prime. So also one kind of note before we wrap up, I'm actually filming this video live on Twitch while I was streaming. I was like, yep, let me go and warm up my old voice this morning because I saw this stuff happening last night. And I was like, you know what? That sounds like a fun, as my voice cracks after I talk about warming it up, that sounds like a fun video to make tomorrow. You can see here at the bottom of the screen, you can see Work to Game and Zoila. Work to Game being me, Zoila hanging out, being a subscriber over on Twitch and chat. It's a nice little plug-in that we have. So anybody who wants to come hang out in the mornings, bright and early, and wants to kind of, if I do any more of these videos live, let me know what you think about the avatars kind of hanging out in chat. There's some different commands that they can do as well. So we're going to see about having some fun. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun to include it if you're curious as to what was going on in this video whenever I was showing off the Twitter pages. That's what I wanted to kind of explain. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks everybody hanging out here who's live with me, but also at the same time, thanks for you watching this video. If you like this video, if you feel like I've earned your sub, I hope you hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below if you did. Just like Venver Raju, I can't even pronounce it, Raju. This is first time back after the Taken King just yesterday. This was really helpful, man. It was about to drop a bomb on the Cryptarch and not taking my Umbra Ungrams, but now I know how. So 1, do the Legacy 2 questline, 2, New Light questline, and Season main questline. Do the weekly bounties, activities, and powerful pinnacle gear. That's how you speed up the fastest, and that's how you do. So welcome. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Slacky Chan also writes, I stumbled upon your video and it's exactly what I was looking for a video with great info, no filler, horse, bleep. Thanks. You got a sub for me. Welcome, guys. And Redacted Solo Tov says, fantastic video. Gained a new sub here for sure. Stoked for your more Destiny 2 content and vids. So welcome all 3 of you guys to the Soul Nation. Thanks very much for hitting that subscribe button. And also thanks to Ethan for hitting that join button over on YouTube, supporting the channel, and more. That's going to wrap up this video, guys. You are all the best. I'm going to go back to streaming a little bit. I'm going to get this video edited because I'm showing everybody how I do it. So whether you're live with me or you want to check out the VOD, go check it out. I'm going to show, this entire video is going to be edited live. So it's going to be fun. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. This video is sponsored by me. If you guys like podcast and long form content, I hope you check out Ginger Gaming Radio. Link will be in the description of this video below. So if you're still watching this video, thank you, and check out the new channel for more content, and hopefully you enjoy. Thank you.